Hey, and welcome. Congratulations on almost being done with your crochet heart beanie. I know y'all probably like, girl, 33 minutes after I just crocheted this entire hat. But I promise you'll be able to skip around. I'm just very detail oriented, so I could get a little extra sometimes, okay? But we about to dive right in. Okay, so this is how your finished hat should look, front and back. So all we're going to do is bring those loose ends to one side of the hat. So if you see that most of your loose ends are on the front, you'll just transfer those loose ends from the back to the front, vice versa. So as you see here, I'm just trying to figure out where most of my loose ends are, and they're on the back of my hat. So I'm going to bring all those loose ends to the back. So with this, you'll just take your crochet hook, just as you see here, insert it and pull those loose ends back, like so. Okay. Yep. So I'm just pulling those ends to the back so that they're all on one side. Front or back, there's no right or wrong way. It's just easier if one side has most of them and you pull the rest to that side, if that makes sense. But I'm sure it does. I think I'm just overthinking it right now. My first voice recording, bear with me. Nobody told me voice recordings were this hard. But it's nothing we can't handle, so we're going to get through this. Okay. But yep, you're just going to pull all these back. Feel free to fast forward. It does get a little repetitive, but I just want to make sure everyone got it. Yep, just pulling these back. And make sure that you're pulling them straight back. Make sure that you're not pulling them over one stitch to the back, or because sometimes that could change the shape of your actual project, like the heart. If you have, like, for example, this cream yarn, if you pull that in front of one stitch and bring it back, it'll, mess up the actual heart shape by adding that color. So just make sure that you're pulling straight back with these ends. All right. I don't think I have to talk the entire time, so go on and watch it. And I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So obviously you're going to want to do this for each heart. Mine is just a single swatch. But you're going to want to do this with every heart you created, pulling all those loose ends to the back. As shown here, this is how it should look. I don't know, thumbs up. I don't know what that stitch was. I don't remember what that was. Don't mind that. I think I just might have added that yarn as I continue down that row. I don't mind that. But yeah, this is how it should look. All of our ends are to the back, and now we're going to start to tie them. So here you'll just take your ends, and whatever ones are closest to each other, you're just going to tie them together. Not too tight, because depending on how you did your color change, they may be like mine, where they're not tight or in there. And it could possibly just bring more tension to your project. So that first knot that you do shouldn't be too tight. But the second one, go for it. I only did 2 knots for each. Feel free to do 3. I know that my 2 knots, it didn't go anywhere. But if you want that extra protection and you're just being cautious, feel free to do 3 or 4. Whatever works. And it also depends on how long your loose ends are. I don't think you guys need me anymore, right? You're just going to do this for each heart, tying all those ends together. And if you have any tips or suggestions on how I could possibly make this easier on myself, let me know, because I'm open. I don't know. I'm always a student. So if you gals, have any suggestions on how I can make this a little easier when it comes to doing these color changes and having these loose ends, please let your girl know. Please. But yeah, I'll let you get to it. Just continue tying for every single heart on your hat. You probably could fast forward this part as well. See, promise. I wouldn't talk the entire time. And I promised you wouldn't have to watch the video all the way through. Okay, So now what we're going to do is cut those loose ends after tying. Don't cut them too short because you don't want them to peek through the other side of the hat. So leave a little bit of length there. Yeah, like as you see here, I didn't cut them too short. The shorter you cut them, the easier they'll show through the other side or poke through the other side. And make sure that you're getting all those loose ends. As you see here, I think I missed out on one. It's not really a big deal. You'll notice it once you go to cut them, but just make sure that you're getting all of them. And it's okay, perfectly fine to tie it with another loose end that's already tied. So, yep. Cut those ends, do that for each heart, and I'll be back. I think I may have, did I fast forward this part? Let's see. Oh, I did. Okay. Y'all, this is my first voiceover video, all that. So bear with me. Okay, so that's the back. That's after cutting the loose ends. And that's the front. We love to see it. Looking good. Looking great. Okay, this is my favorite part. This is when it all comes together. We're going to surface crochet. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with surface crocheting. I'll insert a link below to a tutorial on how to surface crochet. But it's pretty simple to follow on this video as well. But just any beginners, it's a great skill to have when crocheting. So I just created a slip knot, took my 3.5 millimeter hook, and we starting at the bottom, right? We're gonna put that hook right through the front, so that we're able to grab the yarn from the back and pull up a loop. Okay, I guess that wasn't good enough for me. I guess I had to do it again. So if you didn't get it the first time, here's another try. Pull up a loop, insert it, and then next stitch, pull that yarn up and create a slip stitch. Another thing, as you surface crochet, be careful with your tension. You don't want to make it too tight because then it'll bring your project together in a way. You'll see my heart was kind of tighter than when I started. So just make sure when you're surface crocheting and you're bringing up that loop, you're not pulling it too tight. Okay. Insert your hook through the front, grab that yarn from the back, pull up a loop. Again, insert your hook, grab that yarn from the back, and pull up a loop. And you're going to do this throughout the entire heart up until you get to that center of the heart. All it is tracing around the heart so that it creates that shape. The shape is there, but we want it to pop. Okay? So you're just tracing around the heart to create the shape. And then I'll let y'all follow this sequence, and I'll be back once we get to the center of the heart. All right, and as you see, we're coming to the middle of it, right in the middle of that heart. Looking good. Oh, I'm so excited to see everyone's finished piece. I love, love, love making this. It was so fun. So once you get to the center of the heart, you're going to cut the yarn from the back, bring that loop up so that you're tying it, and then you're going to send that right to the back again. Okay, and that's the first half, and then we're going to make a slip knot and do the other half. You can start right next to the last stitch you left off with, but I usually go like maybe one stitch over. It helps with the shape, and I'll start there. So you'll take your crochet hook, insert it, grab your yarn, and pull up a loop. You'll do this around the entire heart so that you're creating that shape. Okay, yep. You'll insert your hook from the back, pull that yarn right through, pull up a loop. Insert your hook through the back, grab that yarn, pull up a loop. Grab that yarn and pull up a loop. Grab that yarn and pull up a loop. Now you may have to do what I did. You may have to start turning your project a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, up, down, upside down. I think I turned mine upside down to make sure you're really getting that surface crochet all the way around the edging of it. Or not, you know. But I turn mine to the side. Still doing that same pattern. This just helps me make sure that I'm still getting that shape. So whatever is comfortable for you. And we're going to do that all the way to the end. And then I'll be back to talk again. Okay, here I am again. So we reached the end. She is looking really good. Ooh. We're going to cut the yarn in the back, insert our hook, and pull that yarn right through the front. And then we're going to pull that yarn to the back. What I did, I just pulled mine to the back to hide that ivory yarn. You may not have to do that, but I noticed where I started at, I still had a little bit of ivory showing. Not a big deal, but once again, I'm extra. Okay, close up. Looking great. I just had to cut that little piece right there. Okay, all right. Okay, and then we're off to the next one. So with this one, I did the first side and I started it from the middle. So we're going to create that slip knot. Maybe go one stitch over from where you ended it. Pull that yarn right through. Right. And create that slip stitch. So what you'll do is you'll just complete the first half and then you'll come back to this part for the second half of the heart. You may not even need to use this one because, I don't know, the sequence was there with the first heart, but the extraness that I have. So I'm going to fast forward this and meet you all at the end. Okay, so we're at that end stitch. I think I might have sped this part up too, but yep, just at the end. Same thing as the red heart. I think I may have did a couple more stitches to really get that ending going. All right. Cut that, pull it through the front, then take your hook and pull that to the back. We've done that before, just with our loose ends, pulling those loose ends to the back. Okay. Pulling stitches back a little. All right, and then this is the finished look. Okay, now we're getting ready to close it. So you should have a loop at the bottom. That's where you ended your last stitch for your row. You'll take your 4.5 millimeter hook. All right, and I think I'm going to flip it over just to show you that the back should be facing you once you fold it. Yep, right here. So you'll fold it together, insert your crochet hook, chain 1, insert your hook into that bottom stitch, create a slip stitch. Now you'll insert your hook into the next stitch and the back loop of the other side. And you're just going to create slip stitches to close the hat as shown. Insert. All right, so you're going to insert in the next stitch, insert in the back loop, grab your yarn, pull through. Insert, back loop, grab your yarn, pull through. All right, and I think I may have sped this up a little bit because it is repetitive. And then slowed it down once we got to the top. Let's see. Yep. Oh my gosh, my hands were so dry. But that's not important. So you're going to finish up the last few stitches. Okay, and we're right at the top. Insert your hook into both. Pull through one loop, pull through the other. Take your hook out. Take those scissors. Cut the yarn. And pull the yarn straight through. And that creates a knot. And yep, that's the end. You can't even tell. You can't even tell. Look at that. We're in. They ain't gonna know. But that's the back. Honey, we got to turn it inside out. Now they really ain't gonna know. We're in. We're in. Where it begin. They don't know. They do not know. Okay, looking good. All right, so you're going to flip it back inside out so that we can close the top. Take your tapestry needle. Oh, okay, wait. Then we're going to take our yarn, as much as you may need to close the hat up. In this instance, I just had a sample, so I didn't need that much. Take a long piece of yarn. The longer the better. Insert that yarn in your tapestry needle. And you're going to pull that through. Pull that through so that the yarn is even on both sides. I think I might have had to cut some. It was too long. But take both pieces of yarn, create a knot, and then create another knot so that it won't pull through your stitches. All right. You can make another knot too if you really want to, but I just did two. So start at that back, and you're just going to take that tapestry needle and insert it back to front or front to back throughout the stitches. So as you see, I'm going through the back, pulling it through the front, and just pulling that through. Okay, going through the back, coming through the front. Going through the back, coming through the front. Back, back, both. Okay, pulling that through. Back to front, all the way around the entire top of the hat. Okay. Oh my goodness, my hands were so ashy. So dry. Goodness. Okay, so now we're at the end, and you're going to pull that yarn straight through, but as you see, we still have a small hole. So we're going to do that again, where we're going through each stitch at the top. At the tippy top, we're just going to take our tapestry needle and pull the yarn through. Go right around I guess you can call it a circle here again. Pulling that yarn through the very tippy top, through all these stitches. So that we can close that hole a little more. Okay, doing that all the way around again. As much as you have to get that hole closed. Okay. Of course, yours will take a little longer than mine did. But same thing, same sequence, going all the way around again. And now as you see, the hole is closed. Then you're just going to take your tapestry needle and go straight through the center. Pulling that through once. Then you're going to take it through the center again. Bringing that tapestry needle through your yarn, just like that, to create a knot. I'm so sorry, y'all, for the glare. But yeah, and that's exactly how it'll look. You can peek through it just to make sure there's no spaces, but if you did it just like this, it shouldn't be. But keep going if you feel like it's still a gap. So you can take it at the end, cut it as short as you wish, and hide those loose ends at the end, or you could cut it short, depending on how tight your knot is. Just for video's sake, I just did it pretty short, but you could tie a knot, cut it, and then tie those loose ends. All right. And there we have it. Your finished piece. At the end, you'll definitely have to go and tie in those loose ends. But you're complete. And there we are. That's my finished hat. It's kind of old, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to send me pictures, tag me, and all your finished pieces. I love to see you guys in them. Until next time, thank you so much.